Hey everybody, Trouge here. As I was editing this video, I realized that the video got put into a memberships only just because Noah wants to have some of his older content as for members only. So if you guys don't feel comfortable spending $1 to watch the video, you guys are more welcome to watch the other video that is linked down below. Okay, so Noah, you amazing goose you. I know that he's technically an otter, but he's a goose right now. He's a silly goose because while I was doing the bad Nintendo games tier list live stream, he threw this into our Discord and said that I should do a tier list on all Disney live action movies. I love Disney movies. I love live action movies some of the time. And I feel like that this is going to get pretty heated among the cinephiles out there that love a lot of these films or hate a lot of these films. Who knows? Who's to say? And so we have a couple categories here. We have the worst category. This is up at just the worst movie. It's bad. It goes without saying. We have meh, which, you know, meh, I don't know. And then we have the okay category, which is a film that should, you know what, despite everything, I pop it in, get a couple laughs, and then leave. And then I also haven't watched list yet, which is going to be a couple of them. So I'm gonna get 1 second. Let me see if do I actually have any of these? I don't think I've seen this one. I don't think so. That's Mr. Banks. Wait, what? I can't even read that. Oh, Saving Mr. Banks. Okay. So, sorry about that. I've not seen Saving Mr. Banks. I hear it's emotional. I hear it's really good, but I've never seen it. I've never seen 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I've never seen freaking, this one. I've never seen, I'm trying to think. This is the, Pete's Elliot's Dragon. What in the world? I've never seen that. I've never watched, I think that's about it. I don't remember Tomorrowland. Okay, so this is going to get straight into the list. So we're just going to go on from here on out. So, I'm going to pick one that, is relevant to me, and that is Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is actually an okay movie. It's one of the best Disney Channel original movies ever, even though it wasn't intended to be a Disney Channel original movie. It just has that DCOM energy, right? It has that vibe of some of the greatest aspects of these DCOMs. It's funny, it has some heart and soul into it, and it was the first movie I went to with my partner, so it has sentimental value to me. So, yes, Hocus Pocus is an okay movie on its own merit, taking out my life experiences out of that. It's still a pretty fun Halloween movie, and it has some great music and some great characters. Now just going from left to right, we got, Cruella. I was going to say Solela, because it looks like there's an L right down the middle. Cruella with Emma Stone. I technically haven't watched it, but at the same time I have watched it. A family member of mine was wanting to watch it, and I saw the first hour of the movie and then went to bed. So, Cruella is a movie that was just kind of whatever. It was a meh movie. It was definitely one that, like, yeah, I like the idea of a different twist on the Cruella villain, but I think multiple people have this complaint. They basically made her a protagonist, which, if you've seen 101 Dalmatians, she is the antagonist, almost to a cartoony level. So trying to make her a protagonist and like basically making her too likable of a character kind of doesn't make a ton of sense when the 101 Dalmatians comes out. I have no idea why these are not in order. Let me go get these. Let me go get these movies in order. So we have 1, we have 4. Gosh. What's the other ones? There we go. I think that one's 3. And we also got, what's the other one? Where you go? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let me move this right here. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so we now have the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. These ones are above okay. We are just going to put okay. First one is great. Second one is underneath it. I don't really care for the second one as much. It's a good movie, and freaking what's his name? Davy Jones is just crazy. But I do like the third movie, At World's End, a lot better. I do not fourth one I will put, gosh, I'll put that one above episode number 2. Not the fact that number 2 is that awful, it's just I like the kind of wacky hijinks in this one a little bit more than the wacky hijinks in number 2. But all these movies are much watches except for this one. This one is a bad. I really did not care for the fifth one. Like, you can say what you want about Pirates 4 and its development, but Pirates 5, it just felt like Disney wanted to just try to reunite a big spark and try to, like, throw money at a new Pirates movie without really knowing what made the first 4 movies that great. So, with that being said, it goes into the bad category. The story was all over the place. The characterizations were just kind of whatever. It was just kind of a bad movie. And then we watched Pinocchio. Lady and the Tramp, I watched once, and it was whatever. Let me go get, why is every time I'm on tier list, they always shuffle up the movies? They never put all the sequels together, so I have to go find all the sequels. So we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so another trilogy, Chronicles of Narnia. First one, I'll put that up below Pirates 1. Puts Caspian, I'll put above the first one, and this one is just kind of whatever. I want to put that in between. I'll watch that over. I'll watch that over Cruella. It's just whatever. The third movie literally just did not feel like a Narnia movie. It just felt like a a live-action isekai where they get trapped inside of a poster, Mario 64 style. It was a weird movie. Alright, where's Enchanted at? That was a banger film. Where was that? I cannot find you because my brain is small, apparently. Where'd you go? I found it. I was literally just staring at it the entire time. Alright, so Enchanted. I'm putting that above. I'll put that above the first Chronicles of Narnia. And Disenchanted, I'm putting into. I'll put that below Lane the Tramp, cause like Disenchanted it was like similar to like the Pirates of the Caribbean. It was so long since releases. Most people didn't even realize this was a sequel at first. They thought it was just some kind of new film. But like the people that grew up watching it, like me, that like genuinely loved Enchanted, it was such a different take on like the Disney princess films, and it was so interesting and fun. But the second one, it feels like it's all over the place in terms of tone. It was like trying to be serious, it was trying to be heartfelt. The daughter is just kind of unlikable, and like the film itself is just kind of meh, like the whole story. It's shot properly. I do think it looks pretty good. Some of the special effects are amazing. I do kind of wish they went like deeper into the 2D side of things, because like the entire plot of Enchanted was the fact that it was 2D and 2D and live action kind of coexisting a little bit. Not coexisting in like a Roger Rabbit type of way, but there's like two different worlds. And I kind of hoped that if they were going to do a sequel to Enchanted, they'll focus a lot more of the time on the like 2D animated side, and then occasionally cut to the live action stuff. And it just felt like it was a strange decision from Disney to bring it back. But I'm just gonna say this right now: Mulan 2020 was in both the funniest and the worst way possible. Because Prince of Persia, I saw Prince of Persia right here. Jeez Louise, I gotta talk about that in a second. Mulan is just a bad movie. Like, it's bad. The production history of it's bad. The history behind the film is bad. The reason why Disney decided to make it was bad, and it was just a bad movie. However, there is some ironic enjoyment out of the fight scenes in this movie. Dude thinks that they were making like the live action Avatar, The Last Airbender, but worse in a lot of ways with how much action, flippy dippy stuff there was in this film. It's so like all over the place in terms of like story. It contradicts the original like story of Mulan. And I'm not just talking about like the Disney story of Mulan. I'm talking like Mulan, like the actual like lore and history behind the character. And so it's very much a movie that just didn't know what it wanted to be. And yeah, there it is. However, I'm willing to argue, I'll put this right there, Prince of Persia by Disney, The Sands of Time, based off of the Ubisoft game, is a really freaking good adaptation in my opinion. I love this film. It's one of my favorite video game adaptation films. And it was very early on. It was made by Jerry Bruckheimer, which is the person behind the Pirates of the Caribbean films. And his work on this film was just so great. It was such a different take on the Sands of Time story. It wasn't a one-to-one with the video games, it's its own type of thing. But it's so good. It has such great comedy, it has great, way good action, and just the music was just so good in this film. People sleep on Prince of Persia from Disney. Please watch it. It's on Disney Plus right now. Go watch it if you haven't yet. And Tron Legacy. I'm going to put that right next to Prince of Persia. Tron Legacy is a fantastic sequel, so many years after the original Tron Legacy, and it nails the atmosphere, it nails the music. Actually, I know I was just crying on him at the start of the video, but Noah actually made a pretty darn good video about Tron early on in his career, so I'll link that down below if you want a bit better explanation, as well as Madison I Don't Know's video on it, because both of them do a fantastic job at explaining what goes on in Tron Legacy, and it's definitely a movie you should watch. I haven't watched John Carter though, so I guess I dodged the bullet there. I've watched The Lone Ranger. I don't remember what happens in this movie. I'm gonna just put that in meh, because like I genuinely don't remember what happens in this movie. It's such a weird movie. I don't know. I guess no, I'll do it like that, because like I feel like I would have a better time watching Lone Ranger than I would just chant it again, so. Jungle Cruise. Every time I think about every time I think about Jungle Cruise, I always think of freaking Metallica, because they decided to play Metallica music at the beginning, and it actually kind of fits, I'm not even gonna lie. But, I think it's whatever. I think that's that's gonna go right next to The Lone Ranger. I never liked the Alice in Wonderland, live action stuff, so I'm just actually just going to throw both of them in here. I don't know where the second one went. Oh, that does no Alice. Boom, that's in there too. What was the other Alice in Wonderland? Oh, I think that was it. Anyway, so Alice in Wonderland. Why do I not like these movies? It's like it has an interesting concept, the fact that it's a sequel to Alice in Wonderland, but it just feels very like we don't know what we're doing. Like, it's like, where do you go after the story of Alice in Wonderland? Now, I know that there was other media out there that has done this whole entire, like, what happens after the Alice in Wonderland we kind of knew growing up. But these movies, I never really got the vibe from. They kind of always looked lame. Even as a kid, I never really gelled with an idea of these movies. Maybe it was because of the CG, maybe it was because of the Mad Hatter. It was just, I never knew why this movie always left such a bad taste in my mouth. I did watch them, I just think they're bad. Just plain and simple. Why do I have to explain that stuff is bad? Like, you can kind of just sit down and look at the covers of these and you can kind of tell, like, yeah, the budget was wasted. I never watched the second Maleficent, or the first one for that knowledge. I hear that they're really good movies. I just never watched them. Aladdin. This one's bad. I don't know. So, like, I watched this movie 3 times. And this movie, I don't think, kind of similar to, like, what a lot of these films is. They saw the original cartoon. They're like, okay, we're going to try to do something a little different with it. I do think people crap on Will Smith's performance a little too much. Admittedly, I do as well. But, like, it's a good performance as the genie. It's a different interpretation. It's not replacing, Robin Williams, though. Like, that's obviously subjectively the best, like, genie you can get, because they built the genie around Robin Williams. But as an adaptation, to be fair, it's not that bad. The script and the story is just awful, and I don't really care for it. Christopher Robin, I don't remember much, but I did remember enjoying it when I watched it, so it's going to be at the bottom of okay. I don't think I've seen that movie. Lion King 20, this one's up there. You know, it's above it. I dislike Lion King 2019. It's one of the actual worst movies I think I've ever seen. It has, like, it looks like a PS4 tech demo from 2013. The entire, like, background behind its development is all over the place. And I just generally think that they're trying to make this Lion King cinematic universe with, like, the Mufasa prequel coming out. And I'm like, this will be cool if it was, like, live action. You literally are just using a different form of animation and passing it as live action. And schmucks are buying into it, or at least bought into it. I never watched this movie in theaters. I always watched it secondhand. I actually did own the DVD of this, and you know what? It's an okay movie when you really don't think about it. Like, if you really don't think about it, it's an okay movie. But when you start to think about, like, the Lion King story as a whole, like the original, like, plot that I was trying to tell, and then you see this movie back to back with it, this one is just, I did that once. It's not a fun experience, and I just have a great appreciation for the old one. So go watch the old one. It's still really good, and I still highly recommend it. Although, if you are willing to watch Lion King 2019, it's probably best you watch it with some friends so you guys can whiff on it. Anyway, Jungle Book. Putting that right, put that one next to the third, Chronicles of Narnia. Because, like, the thing is with Chronicles of Narnia was actually a really good series, a really good trilogy, and the only reason why the third movie isn't yet is because it just kind of just fell off right there at the end. Jungle Book, this was, like, I believe it was the first live-action adaptation I've watched of the Disney movies, and it's a whatever movie. I like what they were trying to do stuff a little bit differently. I felt like the musical numbers, though, were very much forced, and it felt like none of the people actually, like, have sang before in their life. It felt very, like, mellow, if that makes any sort of sense at all. So, yeah, it's a whatever movie. The sequel to Mary Poppins and Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins is a classic. I will personally put it above, I'll put it above Hocus Pocus. The reason why is just because I just don't go out of my way to watch it, but that doesn't mean it necessarily is a bad movie or a horrible movie. It's just when it comes to this type of, like, early, like, Disney films, I always watch them, I always have a good time. Even still today, even though I didn't grow up in the era which it came out in, I still very much enjoy Mary Poppins. I enjoy Herbie. I enjoy a lot of different films from that era that is just goofy and just wants to have fun with it. It was a fun era, I would say, for live action stuff. Now, the sequel that came out who knows how many years later with the Tempest Shadow from the My Little Pony movie, believe it or not, being the Mary Poppins, I think it's a pretty good movie. I'll put that above, right next to the original Mary Poppins. Like, it's a different type of fun energy. You can tell that they were wanting to actually have fun while making it. And that's something that I feel like is very important. Because you can kind of tell when you look at behind the scenes stuff of, like, some of the other, like, reboots or live action adaptations or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we found this IP. It's whatever. But, like, for Mary Poppins, it felt like that they wanted to at least honor the legacy of it. And I think it's, for all intents and purposes, a good movie. It's a pretty good movie. Cinderella, never watched it. Tomorrowland, I vaguely remembered it, but I did not really care for it, so I'm putting that next to Jungle Cruise. Dumbo is the top of mid, or near mid, top of mid. I did not care for Dumbo. Sorcerer's the Princess, people sleep on this movie too. I'm putting this, I'll put this right next to Tron Legacy. One of the most underrated films of like that 2010s Disney era. It stars the guy who voices Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon and Nicolas Cage. I couldn't think of his name for some reason. I see him twice right there. I really much don't care for, like, adaptations that just go, like, completely the one direction. But with, like, a source material like The Sorcerer's Apprentice, you really didn't have too much to work with. So they basically just crafted a whole completely new story with The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it's genuinely a great movie with a lot of great characters and great moments, and some of the greatest CGI that was at that time. It wasn't too bad, and it actually came out a long time at the same time as stuff like Tron Legacy and Prince of Persia, so it was just like, these three back to back to back, I think 100% deserves a spot on the okay list. Hocus Pocus 2, I'm putting that above that in the meh category because it's still goofy fun, but at the same time, the plot's even more stupider than the first one, and they spent like 20 minutes at Walgreens in one scene, and I'm like, what are you doing, Disney? Why are you doing this to me, Disney? Still a fun movie, kind of whatever though, when you look at it critically. Little Mermaid, I'm going to be honest, I've seen reviews of this movie, I haven't watched it all the way through myself, but judging by the very small little I've seen of it, it will probably go right next to Aladdin. It's very much just bad, all different types of bad. I still think Lion King is still the worst out of it though, just because like, you're literally passing like CG animation as live action. It just feels wrong to me, more than just the craziness of The Little Mermaid, even though I will say The Little Mermaid's still worse. You know what? There we go. It's like that. There we go. There we go. Beauty and the Beast, it's whatever. I'm putting that right there. Peter Pan and Wendy I never watched. The Nutcracker I never watched. Oz the Great and Powerful. I'm putting this right in between these two Pirates movies. It's a really fun Disney movie, and it's a very unexpected prequel of sorts to The Wizard of Oz, which at the time of this recording, me and Aurora actually got done watching the Tom and Jerry and The Wizard of Oz. Really fun movie. That one's, again, stupid goofy, but it's just so fun to sit back and watch and laugh at. It's basically the Kingdom Hearts equivalent to The Wizard of Oz, and after watching that, I'm like, oh, we need to watch Oz the Great and Powerful. That is a fantastic movie, and it's one that you guys should all go and watch again. It has some merit if you go back and watch like the original one and then go into this one, because it kind of does the similar thing where it starts out in like 4:3, like black and white, and then it goes into like this beautiful HD like colors and like beautiful CGI, and it's just some of the greatest CGI I think I've seen in a while. Although I will say I haven't watched this movie in about a decade, but I remember still really loving it. So my opinion on this movie could very well change, but I do have fond memories of watching it both at like movie nights that our family's church used to have, and just in general whenever I went and watched it as a kid. So 101 and 102 Dalmatians. 101 Dalmatians goes above Chronicles of Narnia because it has the main character is the video game designer. I have biased. I'm not that shallow. It's still a pretty solid movie. Although, hot take, I prefer the 102 Dalmatians. It's such a wacky, stupid movie, but it's so funny, and it got so many chuckles out of me. it has this like annoying little parrot dude that keeps talking throughout the entire movie, but it's still like there for fun. The story is like Cruella's redemption arc, if you will. She's going to get reformatted to society until she realizes, hey yo, I'm going to revert back to what I was in the first 101 Dalmatians, and the acting is just so mwah, chef's kiss. One of the best acting money can buy in the 2000s. Speaking of childhood movies, National Treasure and National Treasure Book of Secrets. I think they use the British boxes for these ones because they're different names. Benjamin Gates. The movie is literally called Benjamin Gates. That's amazing. These ones are, again, I'm putting this above Chronicles of Narnia. And I'll put this one above this one. There we go. No, I would much rather watch, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll get the first one, and I'll put this one above... I'll put this one above Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I'll put this one right behind Sorcerer's Apprentice. They're in the Sorcerer's Apprentice sandwich. These movies made me really care about history. The music that they picked are really fun, and I get the music stuck in my head all the time whenever I'm, like, downloading, like, emulators and whatnot, and has a like my hacker music, if you will, and just, again, another fun time. Bedknobs and Broomsticks, I'm gonna put this at the bottom of okay, because, like, I just don't, like, it's a good movie, but it's just, in my opinion, it's not really, like, pushing boundaries. It's just a good movie. Peach Dragon, I'm throwing this one, way above Mary Poppins, because I'll rewatch this one over Mary Poppins. Very good, CGI at the time, I imagine. And it's such a fun story, evolving around a boy and his pet dragon. The characters are just super fun. The story is very, fun and engaging. And, yeah, it's just a good watch all around. And then The Haunted Mansion, the one to end us all. It's whatever. Like, I don't hate it. It's not like a hate. It's just like, whatever. Because it's like, okay, I've watched the movie multiple times, and I still can't tell you what happens in this story. I just remember Eddie Murphy doing Eddie Murphy things, and I really don't care. Oh yeah, and also at the beginning of the movie, the kid wants to squash a spider, and doesn't want to squash a spider, and I'm very much spider-phobic. Or I know that's not the right word. I don't like spiders. Spiders suck. Spiders are the worst thing in existence. I hate looking at them. So watching the first like 10 minutes of this movie was nightmarish. But this is obviously not every single Disney live-action movie ever. I feel like someone would make something like that, but regardless, this is still my final verdict of these movies. Some of these movies are better than others, and I just hope that, like, with Disney going forward, I know that this is a big ask, and a lot of people already lost faith in Disney, but with the amount of box office bombs that they've been having, just having that one movie that can re-spark a generation, be it live action or animated, both of them deserve to be coexisted within Disney. Not everything has to be animated, not everything has to be live action. We can have this healthy blend of both animation and live action. Because some of the best parts about the OK tier is that a lot of these movies still work on their own. And I personally believe that you're having a better experience watching the OK movies than whatever the heck The Lion King 2019 was supposed to be.